Is it over yet? No? Then I better take a seat. Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 228. So I got some exciting Tiege Hanley news. Are you ready? All right, so I'll just tell you. I'll save the expense for another video. Anyway, did I say expense? Suspense. You get what I'm saying. It's a crazy day. I think I'm going a little bit crazy. Stir crazy, not really. Something that's been helping me has been sticking to my routine. And this vlog, and you, is part of that routine. So here's the deal. I'm really excited. I think the whole Tiege Hanley team is excited about something that we are offering you. It is called the Tiege Hanley Starter Set. What? Wait for it. Who's your... Actually, hold on. Wait a second. I got to get... The Tiege Hanley Starter System, which comes with a wash. It also comes with an AM moisturizer. But for those of you who click that link down below in your first starter system, you're also going to get a free lip balm. And as you guys know, this lip balm is ridiculous. So here's the deal. We got a new system. It is not live to the public, but we wanted to come on and offer it to you guys. We realize that times are tough, right? And sticking to a routine, though, is critical to you maintaining sanity. And I mean, come on, it's your skin, it's your face, it's your potential handsomeness we're talking about. That doesn't stop for anybody. As you can see, I'm a little excited. But seriously, this is super exciting for me, the Tiege Hanley Starter System. So the way that this whole thing works, we really sort of came together as a company and as a team a few months ago. We thought, all right, so it's true. You know, you need to wash, you need to scrub, you need to, moisturize morning and night. But if you really needed to break it down to the most basic, core, fundamental things that guys should do, it's two things. You should wash your face morning and night, and you should put on a moisturizer with an SPF of 20. Basic skincare, that's as basic as it gets. And so we decided that, hey, why don't we create a system that's actually below a level 1, and we'll call it the Tiege Hanley Starter System. And so, like I said, this is not live to the public. This is just for you guys, and I've actually done a promotion or two on my YouTube channel. But in terms of front facing, you can't go to regulartiege.com and find the starter system. But if you guys are interested, guys, there's a link down below to go and grab the starter system. It is $15 per month. Month number 1, you're also going to get the free lip balm in your starter system. And then starting in month number 2, for $15, you are going to get your wash, you are going to get your AM moisturizer, your basic routine. But it gets even cooler. And when you're checking out, you can actually add any of the Tiege Hanley products to your order. So if you're like, yo, I want the starter system, but I also want like an eye cream or the wash body bar, the scrub bar, you can add whatever you want to your starter system for this first month. And the following month, you're gonna get this for $15, the wash and the AM moisturizer. But the cool thing is that you can go into your dashboard and at any point, you can add additional products to be shipped in that second month, third month, fourth month, whatever. In a word, customization. That is what this is all about. But like we said, this is not forward-facing. You can't go to Tiege.com and get it. You got to hit that special link down below if you want to check it out or take advantage of this. But we are really excited about it. We've been testing it. I've launched basically 2 videos talking about this whole starter system, and the results have been ridiculous in terms of people have been loving the fact that there's a lower price point option, and they've really been taking advantage of the fact that you can actually almost build your own box and order these auxiliary products. And so it's been a huge win for Tiege Hanley. We are loving the data that we're getting back in terms of how many people are sticking with it. The retention is really good. We also love the fact that a lot of people are excited to take advantage and try different products. And so this has been a huge win. And just to give you a little more insight on Tiege Hanley and a peek behind the curtain, for all of our big projects or initiatives, we have code names for them. The retention play that we were doing in terms of getting people to go and give us their size for a t-shirt and then giving them free stuff, that whole program was called Sequoia. It was a big deal. It involved all of our departments. It involved the entire Tiege Hanley team. Well, this starter system was something that I was really excited about trying and excited about making a reality. And so they allowed me to name it. And so they're like, Aaron, what's your favorite tree? And so this project, the starter system project, was called Ginkgo because ginkgos are my favorite tree. And the reason, this is just random trivia, if you look at a ginkgo leaf, it is the only tree that's veins on the leaves never touch. They never intersect. They never cross. They're just all vertical. And so if you ever get an opportunity to see a ginkgo tree like in person, pick up a leaf and look at it. It's something that I remembered from like my 6th grade science class when I had to do like a leaf project. And that is like the one thing that I remember was the fact that this ginkgo leaf doesn't have intersecting veins in their leaves. Now, something interesting about ginkgos that you might not know, I didn't know this either until I actually planted. I bought a ginkgo tree at my old house. I planted it, and I'm like, okay, ginkgo, get to growing. And the reality is that ginkgos are not like that. They need other ginkgos around for like the pollination and for them to actually become, good ginkgo trees. And so the ginkgo tree, my old one, it like died, but the place that I live now, there are ginkgo trees like everywhere, and they're all like flourishing and looking amazing. And so anyway, the starter system, code name, Ginkgo. If you want to check it out, guys, we'll link to it. Special link down below. But now, what I would like to do is get to your amazing business questions. Oh, quick little FYI. So if your hands have gotten pretty dry from all of the washing that you're doing, like mine, I've actually been using just a little dab of the AM moisturizer on my hands. And it is so incredibly, it smells amazing, but it just helps keep them soft and supple. Not a technical use for Tiege moisturizer. It should be on your handsome face, but in a pinch, it works. Now, your business questions. Our first question comes from our boy and friend and longtime Tiege Hanley vlog viewer, Gary Hernandez, self-destruct urban survival. What's up, Gary? Says business question. Hello, Aaron. With the coronavirus, and just so you know, like Gary Hernandez has like a self-defense, like a place where people go in and work out and stuff. Anyway, as you can imagine, probably affected by the coronavirus, but let's dive in. He says, business question. Hello, Aaron. With the coronavirus going on, having to close down until I'm able to open back up, hopefully in a few weeks. My question is that I am losing customers and may have to rebuild all over again. And unfortunately, in this business, people look at this as a luxury, not as a necessity. Being you had different businesses before, have you ever had to deal with this in your past? So to answer your question, yes. I used to be a personal trainer, and after my business closed, while I was trying to figure things out, my business closed in like 2005 or 6. And so if you know what happened back in 2006 and 7 and 8, the recession was crazy bad. And so I had to deal with a lot of my clients, my personal training clients that I was still like personal training on the side. A lot of them were like, yo, I just can't afford you anymore. And so what I had to do was I had to adapt. I had to either charge them less or I lost people, honestly. And for me, it was like some money is better than others, like no money. In terms of you losing all your business, that's tough. Now, when I hear this or when I think about this, I think about what you could be doing. How could you sort of pivot quickly and figure out how to salvage some of these relationships and clients? Whether or not you're doing like Zoom, like the platform Zoom. I know that there are a lot of like yoga teachers, a lot of people that are in the fitness space that are utilizing Zoom as a way to sort of connect people. Could you offer, individual, consulting or coaching, or could you maybe possibly like go to a park or do some, there's gotta be a way for you to figure out how to maintain some of these customers as clients. Now, the price might need to go down. You might not need to figure out a different way or mechanism in order to help them or do different things, but I think there's probably a way that you could manage to salvage some revenue from the situation, but you got to act. Little bit about my dad, just to tell you his situation. So when this all sort of broke in terms of the COVID thing and people being like, whoa, he is a drummer, right? He teaches like drumming lessons he'll go into schools, he'll go into hospitals, he'll do like drumming and workshops for like cancer patients and wellness workshops. Well, you can imagine that when they locked everything down, he literally lost every single job like that. And he was really upset, as you can imagine, because that's, how do you say, wait, you can't, right? You got to deal with it. And so what he has been doing, he has been working diligently in the process of figuring out how to offer classes through the internet, through Zoom. Also, he's working on some e-products. And so, you know, it's not instant, it's not like super quick, but we don't know how long this is going to last. And I would hate for you to be like waiting and counting on like, oh, it's only going to be 2 weeks, or oh, it's only going to be 3, and it's 6, or it's 8, or whatever. Worst, you know, who knows what the worst case scenario is. And so what I'd recommend is try to figure out auxiliary ways to make money, or to start a club. Maybe you have like a membership, like where it's you're part of this and you get this. There are ways for you to stretch your creative juices and figure something out. But in terms of rebuilding, yeah, it's definitely a luxury. You're going to lose some people. But what value can you bring in a time of people being uncertain and scared? Because I mean, you could do a lot of things like in-home, like, you know, there are things you could do. You just got to get smart and figure it out fast. The next question comes from our friend Kader Awad, and this is a question that I had him ask twice now, but it's such an amazing and important question. I think that it definitely needs some addressing. He says, what advice would you give other entrepreneurs in regard to business ethics? Most entrepreneurs will be faced with dilemmas at times in which they're not sure what the correct ethical decision is. You have probably experienced cases like that yourself. How do you usually approach these situations? You said in vlog number 1, you can go way back, that you didn't see eye to eye with your business partner in your first business out of college, and you decided to leave that business altogether. If you're open to sharing, do you think that that was the correct decision for you to make? Or should you have tried to work things out with your business partner? Ethics is defined by moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. So is it important when it comes to selecting business partners? The answer is yes. Is it important for you to be an ethical and moral person when it comes to you conducting yourself in life? The answer is yes. But unfortunately, money makes good people do some really bad things. You hear about all these stories about these people, like Bernie Madoff. There's a series that I love called American Greed, and it is like each episode is a tale of like somebody just like going off the rails and doing things that are questionable for the almighty dollar. Guys, money is not worth you losing sleepless nights. Money is not worth your freedom. Money is not worth you doing crappy things to other people. And unfortunately, when it comes to money, people lose their mind and do some really bad things. So without going into too many details, for those of you who've been around the bodybuilding world or the fitness world for a long time, you might remember something called like Blue Nitro, right? It was like a 32-ounce bottle of like this blue liquid, and it was marketed as like a belt cleaner. And the reality is that people would actually take like a little bit of it and drink it, and it would give similar effects to GHB or G, which is like a party drug, or liquid ecstasy. Like, there are a lot of different names for it. Well, people in the supplement industry used to sell it. It was not like illegal at the time. But once sort of the government and the FDA sort of figured out what was going on, they cracked down, and they made the active ingredient in this belt cleaner, which was furanone dihydro. See, I'm getting all technical here. They made it like a schedule or class, whatever, like drug. But what people were doing was going and buying 55-gallon drums of this furanone dihydro. You want to know what furanone dihydro really is used for? Stripping boats like in the ocean, like cleaning boats. It was a super dangerous, powerful chemical. And what would happen is you can make this stuff at home. You could take 1 ounce of this furanone dihydro, add it to a bottle, add like 31 ounces of like Kool-Aid or whatever, add a little bit of flavor to it, and you could sell it. And so when it came down that was going to be not okay to sell, my business partner at the time thought, you know what, this is a way to make some money, because a lot of people in that world were still using it. It was a cheap way to get kind of messed up. And so that was the point at which I decided that, listen, you know, I'm gonna leave now, because, you know, prison was not a place that I wanted to go. I knew that I would be popular, but I did not think I would thrive in prison, if you catch my drift. I'd be popular, but not somewhere I wanted to go. And so that was the point at which I left, because I didn't want to be involved. I knew that it was not worth it. Nothing is worth your freedom. Other people that do stupid things like cheating on your taxes and stuff like that, tax evasion. People do stupid ass things for money. And when you really boil it down, you just got to figure out, is it worth it? Is it worth having sleepless nights? Is it worth you going to prison, losing your freedom, losing your family, your loved ones? And for me, the answer is no, of course not. For me, it's never been about the money. So the decision has always been super easy. But I see a lot of people that are doing some pretty shady things. Even a lot of shady online, I think that like some of the info products that are out there, I see these people doing some shady things for money. The whole get rich quick, let me teach you how to, do this and you're going to be $1 million. That's some shady shit in my opinion. Now, can it work for a few people? Sure, but is it I'm not a big fan of those programs. Getting people together for conferences and having pep talks to sell them e-products and play into people's emotions. I think they're scumbags. In my opinion, just throwing it out there. Anyway, I think that's where we're gonna wrap things up. So that was the situation that happened that caused me to leave the nutrition store. It was a question of, it wasn't even a question, it was an easy decision when he decided he wanted to do something and I decided there's no way in hell I'm gonna be a part of it, and so I'm out the door. And that was a very good decision for me. I don't know what's happened to him. I've heard some things. He never, got in trouble for it. He doesn't, do that anymore, obviously. But that business partner's had some tough times from what I understand. And, life's about choices, gentlemen. Life is about choices. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to wrap things up. If you got a business question, down in the comments, start it with business question. This blog is all about you. I'm feeling a little better as opposed to last week. Last week, the whole thing, Corona, I was down. But this week, I've been doing a few things that have definitely helped keep my mind sane and straight. One of which is exercising. The other one is not watching the news. The other one is focusing on the future and doing the things on a daily basis that I can to make me better by the end of this. Also, connecting with loved ones and family members in this time I think is incredibly important. But be safe. Guys, down in the comments, if you've got a business question, it can be about the virus situation, it can be about whatever. Also, next week I got something else I got to tell you that's really exciting that we at Tiege Hanley are doing as a response to this situation that we are dealing with. And so stay tuned. Make sure to drop one of these if you dug this video. And remember, gentlemen, regardless of what's going on in this crazy-ass world, we at Tiege Hanley love you more than our double monk strap shoes. Guys, you're amazing. Stay safe. Be cool. Don't sweat it. This will pass.